We will visit with 3 elementary Arlington ISD teachers who won the coveted AWARE Award, here on Conversations. Welcome to Conversations. I'm your host, Jeannie Curtis. The AWARE Foundation mission is to encourage innovation and excellence in Arlington ISD classroom instruction, and for the last 25 years, they have been honoring some outstanding teachers at their annual Spring Awards Banquet. The name AWARE stands for Arlington will award and recognize educational excellence. On today's show, we feature 3 of these teachers. They are Nancy Boyer from Little Elementary, AWARE teacher in the 5th to 6th grade category. 4th grade bilingual teacher Sylvia Ledesma from Johns Elementary, winner in the 2nd through 4th grade category. And we start off with the pre-K through 4th grade winner, Miller Elementary's pre-K teacher, Pamela Aranda. Pamela has been teaching for 19 years, and I started off asking her, did you know you wanted to go into teaching?
It's funny, I've always wanted to be a teacher. You know, kids, they want to be like a ballerina, rock stars thing. I've always wanted to be a teacher. Another career path never crossed my mind. I used to always play with my stuffed animals. I would line them up in a row and teach them at home. It's just always what I've wanted to do.
And what grades have you taught already?
I've taught kindergarten for a very long time, and I taught 3rd grade for 1 year, and I missed kindergarten so much that I went back to kindergarten, and then when I came over to Miller, I started in pre-K.
So how long have you been at Miller Elementary?
I've been teaching pre-K Miller for 7 years. Yay, pre-K!
Well, I'm sure we'll hear a lot of that throughout your interview. Well, tell us a little bit about your teaching philosophy.
My teaching philosophy is that it should be fun. I think it is so important for kids to be singing and dancing and moving and crawling under chairs and climbing over and under things and just having a good time. If they have fun, they're going to want to come back tomorrow and learn more. I just think that is so important. And that they need to feel safe and comfortable at school. I think we need to make it like a family. I tell them I love them every day when they leave, and I love them when I see them, and it just needs to be a happy, safe place where they feel comfortable to raise their hand and ask a question or answer a question without fear of being wrong. I want them to be to develop the self-confidence to be risk takers and to love learning, and if they love learning, then they'll be lifelong learners.
Absolutely. Well, give us an example of a snapshot of what your day looks like. I know that pre-K right now is half day.
Yes.
So walk me through like a morning routine.
Well, when they come in, they usually do have a table workout for them. So at that time, they're walking around, taking care of their morning responsibilities. They put their clip on our clip chart, which shows that they're at school, and they put their things in their locker, and then they sit at the table to do their work. Then we do our circle time, where we go over the days of the week, our calendar, we talk about the weather. We're weather forecasters, and we go over letters and numbers. We have a line leader, and we sing to them, and we sing our good morning song. So we have a lot of academics right there in our actual circle time. That's when we talk about what our day has in store for us, all the fun and exciting things. Then we do story time and math. It's usually a fun game for math to keep it exciting. And then we come back and sing some more, usually practicing songs. We like to put on a lot of shows for parents. So then after that, we do small group time with Miss Chandler. She's my co-teacher, and she comes in and brings her children over, and we do small groups together. And then after that, we do nursery rhymes, and I write a story with them, so group writing. And then we go outside for recess. Then we come back in, and we talk about what we've done during the day and say our goodbyes.
Oh, well, that sounds like a very busy day. And I know you have some pre-K traditions, some activities or events or themes that you've done for a while. Tell us about some of those.
We have so much fun. We do. We just actually finished our beach party, which was our end of the year unit. We did a study on oceans. So that's why today we were doing fishing in the classroom. But for beach party, we bring out splash pools and sprinklers. We do limbo, a parachute. We have a big old beach ball. It's just a lot of fun. And the parents come out and they play along with us. It's a good time. about 2 weeks ago, we had our circus day, where we were learning about motion and how things move, whether they go fast or slow or zigzag, and we tied that all into the circus, and everyone dressed up as a circus character. So we had circus animals, we had ballerinas, we had clowns, ringmasters, and we did a circus within the classroom, and then we paraded around the building. It was a lot of fun.
Well, did you know about Aware?
Actually, I was nominated, I think, 3 or 4 years ago by Matt Brown, the assistant principal at Miller, and I was very nervous then. And when they came in, I was like doing calendar and stuff, and so I got a taste of it then, and I went to the banquet then, but I didn't make it as a finalist. So this time, when you asked me, I don't think you got the response that you wanted. I was so nervous about doing it again that I said, "Why me?" and it ended up being the best experience. The people that came to observe me were so friendly. They left me sweet little notes. They joined in. I had some of them singing with the children. They were playing games with the children. It was a great time.
And how many children do you have?
I have 2 children. I have my oldest son is CJ, and he's in 5th grade, and my youngest is Colby, and he's in 2nd.
Do they inspire you on what you should teach in your classroom?
They do. They come up with so many of my small groups. They come in here in the mornings and after school, and they're playing with my toys. And all of a sudden I'm like, "I love what you're doing. Tell me what you're doing." And they'll come up with some great ideas. So they're a big help to me.
Tell our audience, at what point in the presentation did you know that you were going to be named the winner?
To get to know each student.
Well, I was so nervous, and I'm listening, and they kept saying, like, you know, they're energetic, they're fun, they do splash day, they do circus, and I'm thinking, well, other people do that too, don't they? So I'm like, it could be me. And then Miss Melinda, my TA, was next to me. She'd go, "It's you, I know it's you." And I'm like, I don't know, because I didn't want to get too excited. And then that they were saying how I meet the needs of all the students, even the deaf education students that come in the classroom. And at that point, I'm like, that's me. And then I remember turning to you and saying, "I think I'm going to throw up." And I was so nervous. And then they said, and she was always yelling, "Yay, pre-K." And then it was the most perfect thing. I can't even describe it. You really had to have been there. But then all 3 tables of Miller teachers stood up and they yelled, "Yay, pre-K!" That was so cool. I mean, I had chills. It was just, that was the most incredible moment, and that's something I will never, ever forget. Cool, and then she said my name.
Pamela Aranda from Miller Elementary.
Hugged you, and I think I was a little bit in shock. Like, I just couldn't believe it. It didn't set in till later that night when we went out for coffee afterwards, and I was like jumping up and down in the mirror in the bathroom going, I won! You know, it took a while for it to settle in.
Well, the next morning, what did you feel? What happened? You came into school? Tell us about that.
I came in and I was just so excited, and I always come in my side door, and my classroom door was propped open, which it never is. And on my door there was a huge sign saying, "Yay, Pam." So I felt it was just so sweet to see that Miss Chandler, my co-teacher, had done that, and I felt really special. And I got emails from people that I've taught with at Larson. They emailed me, and it was so sweet that winners from previous years that I had never met before emailed me to congratulate me. Principals, the principal from Young just emailed me to congratulate me, and she told me how proud you were of me. And so I'm just getting emails from everybody, friends and people that I haven't even met, that are just excited and wanted to share their happiness. It was fun, and all around school everybody kept coming up and giving me hugs. So it was a great time. It makes you just want to yell, "Yay, pre-K!" all day long. I want you to meet my teaching assistant. This is Miss Melinda. She's a big part of it in pre-K, and I couldn't do it without her. And this is our other teacher assistant, Miss Trish. Again, I couldn't do it without her. We have so much fun here in pre-K. We do. It is a good time. Can everyone give our yay pre-K? You ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay pre-K! We have a good time. And this is Miss Chandler. She's my co-teacher. She comes in every day, and we teach together, and she's the best.
Well, how awesome is your principal?
My principal is the best principal in the world. She was so supportive, and she believed in me when I couldn't even believe in myself that I was going to win and that I could do this. She was really good.
The Aware winner in the 2nd through 4th grade category is Johns Elementary 4th grade teacher, Sylvia Ledesma.
Hi, my name is Sylvia Ledesma, and I'm a 4th grade bilingual teacher at Johns Elementary. I have been teaching for a little bit over 9 years. This was not my first career. I was in the private sector for over 24 years, working in various industries. So I bring a little something different to the teaching table than most career teachers.
As a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
What did I want to be? Actually, I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to fight for people's rights, and I think I'm doing that right now, helping my bilingual students specifically.
So what changed? How did you decide you wanted to become a teacher?
You know, everything happens for a reason. I truly believe that. One of my last jobs was at Motorola, and I loved it. They finished paying for my degree, my bachelor's degree. I got some fantastic experience. I was able to do some university recruiting, which really helped me focus on what I wanted to do afterwards. And they went through massive layoffs, downsizing. I was caught with 50,000 other employees that were laid off, and that was fantastic. The severance package allowed me to get my alternative certification. And I decided to do what I wanted to do and teach.
Have you heard about the Aware Foundation prior to being nominated for it?
I had heard of the Aware Award because my daughter's 5th grade science teacher, Mr. Burris, won it the previous year. So I was familiar with it. I wasn't familiar with the prestige or the recognition that it brought. That was surprising and humbling.
What about all the selection committee members who came and visited your class?
I love them. They all had a diverse background. I know Randy was from the business world, so we talked a little bit about that. You had previous teachers, and I liked hearing what they took from my class. Every single one took something different. They zeroed in on something different that I really liked hearing about.
I've heard that when the members sat down with you to do an interview, it got pretty emotional.
Yes, the interview was a little surprising. It was a panel interview, so all 6 observers that observed me were in there asking me questions, and it caught me by surprise in that the question that Randy, I love Randy, he stuck out of my mind, asked specific questions about, for example, he said, you know, a lot of these kids have come from single-parent homes, broken homes, parents don't have, you know, more than a 6th grade education. How do you reach those kids? And my response was, I was one of those kids. And of course I started blubbering. But I think that's the passion that I bring to this. My folks never graduated high school. I'm 1st generation college graduate. So I've been where a lot of my kids are right now. So I try to be that positive role model.
Now, getting back to the awards dinner, was there a certain point when they're reading the accolades of the winner that you knew it was you?
Yes. The first sentence. I think they started with the teaching philosophy, and that was my teaching philosophy, you know, to bring real world experiences to them. And I kind of immediately knew and started blubbering again.
Teaching philosophy includes being respectful, providing real-world examples and problems, and encouraging and empowering our students to communicate effectively in order to reach their goals. As this educator's students move to higher grade levels, they return to this classroom for acknowledgement.
And they said your name.
And everything went blank. I couldn't even stop, and I don't know, I don't remember if I hugged my really good friend, Miss Franco, or my daughter. I just thought if I stop and talk to anyone, I'll start blubbering even more. So I just got up and ran up to the stage.
Opportunities to allow them to show me what you know. Join us in honoring the winner of this prestigious award, Sylvia Ledesma, 4th grade bilingual teacher, Johns Elementary.
Honestly, I zeroed in on Dr. Cavazos. He's been to my class a couple of times, and as a Hispanic, I want him to feel proud. I know he's proud of everyone, but a Hispanic, as a Latina, as a professional, I wanted him to be proud.
What is your teaching philosophy?
7 little words. If you teach it, they will learn. That is my basic teaching philosophy. I try to make a lot of real-world connections because our kids, specifically the bilinguals, they don't have a lot of worldly experience. They haven't traveled, they haven't seen as much or done as much as my personal children have, or maybe, you know, your children or whoever. So I try to make everything real-world, make it applicable to them.
What do you hope that your students take away from your class?
The respect and the discipline that I teach them. That carries on. Even when they come back to visit me, they remember to say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. They know they're cared for, they're loved, and they're appreciated in here. I think that's what they take away.
You are the first AWARE winner that Johns Elementary has had for 20 years. I bet Principal Tammy Rogers was very excited and proud of you.
Tammy was really elated, and Tammy's an awesome administrator. She's fantastic. And it's so funny, when Jeff, our assistant principal, came in and said, Tammy wants to nominate you for the AWARE Award, I said, oh, that is so sweet. No, thank you. I turned them down. I said, no, thank you. And he's like, what? Why? I'm like, Jeff, you know, it's not about me. It's about the kids. I don't need recognition. I don't need accolades. It's about the kids. And he said, there's money involved. I said, let me think about this. So I thought about it, talked to some colleagues, and they talked me into it. But at first I was like, I know what it is. I appreciate it. It's really prestigious, but, you know, it's not about me.
Well, speaking of monetary rewards, how are you going to spend your $3,000?
It's banked. I gave my tithe, of course, opened up a savings account for my daughter, and the rest. My son is a sergeant in the Army, and he will be getting married in March in Pittsburgh. And I thought, how am I going to get to Pittsburgh and my daughter? And so, yeah, the money's for that. The money will take me to my son's wedding. So I'm very thankful.
Rotation turns, translation slides, intersecting cross and a pattern repeats. Congruent goes in, obtuse is big, and acute and goal is cute. Right is straight, equivalence equal, and reflection flip, flip, flips. I woke up late to go to school. What does the clock say? Tick, 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 tock. Tick, 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 tock. Tick, 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 tock. What does the math say? 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. What does the math say? Pentagon has 5 sides. Octagon has 8 sides. Decagon has 10 sides. What does the math say? Slice of bread is 1 ounce. Loaf of bread is 1 pound. Paperclip is 1 gram. What does the math say? Big blue sphere, pointy cone, rectangular prism, and 6-page cube. 3D shapes in my head. Suddenly they're everywhere. So if you learn vocabulary, then you'll have the tools to pass the start, pass the start, pass the start. You speak using numbers, numbers, numbers. You speak using math. What does the math say?
What was the hardest part of winning the AWARE Award?
This interview has been the hardest part. Truly, it's not about me, it's about the kids.
But you love talking about yourself.
No, I don't like talking about myself. My credo is, what you see is what you get. The work speaks for itself. I don't feel I have to speak about my work, because my work speaks for myself. And that was my feelings in the business world, and that's my feeling here. You don't, if you're a good worker, people know it.
Our final AWARE Elementary winner is Little Elementary 6th grade teacher and 19-year veteran Nancy Boyer.
I went to school in Michigan, and my husband and I moved to the South over 30 years ago, and I have a degree in business. And became a stay-at-home mom for a while, and when it was time for me to go back into the workforce, I had to decide if I wanted to get my master's in business or go and get a teaching certificate, because I was thinking that maybe I really wanted to do that. And so I subbed for a year, and I was hooked and went to UTA and I got a degree in education, and then my master's at Texas Wesleyan with my daughter. She and I did it together.
What is she doing?
She's a teacher at Bowles. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We do a lot of comparisons because I'm getting them ready for junior high, and she's taking over from there. So it's a lot of fun. Always taught 6th grade. Always taught reading. I taught 1 year at Bebency, and then came to J.B. Little. So I've been at J.B. Little for 18 years.
During the Aware Dinner, when they're reading off the description of the winner, at what point did you know it was you?
The very first sentence. It was, they talked about my study buddy program that I've been doing here at J.B. Little for 19 years. And it was the very first couple of sentences that she started talking about our kindergartners and our 6th graders working together as study buddies. And that was when I realized that she might be talking about me.
Their curiosity, their ingenuity, and their imaginations. This educator finds value in each child that enters this classroom where learning is never stale. This teacher does more than teach reading. This teacher helps them discover reading so that they will become lifelong readers. This teacher's gift is to bring out the hidden reader inside every child. Please welcome our 5th and 6th grade winner, Nancy Boyer, 6th grade reading teacher.
You heard your name. What was your immediate reaction?
My initial reaction was, oh my gosh. I was quite taken back by the fact that it was me, and felt very blessed. And I felt like it was a stamp, validation that I made the right choice. I have known about the AWARE program. I was a finalist about 15 years ago. And many years, throughout the years, we've had many nominees at J.B. Little. And we've had a couple of winners at J.B. Little. So I feel very honored to be on that list.
You were talking about the study buddies. Do the little ones remember you when they get to be 6th graders?
Oh, yes. Not only do our study buddies remember their 6th graders, but when they become 6th graders, they remember their study buddies who are graduating this year. And when the seniors come back for senior day, our 6th graders have written them a letter to let them know, how they still remember them. Oh my goodness, you would think that they kind of grow out of that, but the seniors are tickled, the 6th graders are tickled. And of course the kindergartners, they live and breathe everything that our 6th graders say. So it's pretty special, pretty special. 9 is C. How many are still working on a 100? Oh my gosh, how many are working on just one wrong? How many just have 2 wrong? Oh, this is going to be the best class yet. 10 is D, dog. Wait a minute. He had to look at the knots and all around it and try to figure out how to untie them. He couldn't do that quickly, like Instagram. Can't do that. You have to take your time, put them on my desk. You have to take your time, one step at a time, and think through it and analyze it. So I'm going, what can we do to put this book together that would be like Maniac McGee? What can we do one step at a time, very meticulously, very much in order, not Instagram, and analyze it and come out with success? Origami. Origami does it. How many of you have done origami?
What is your teaching philosophy?
We don't teach subjects. We teach students. We teach people. And teaching is all about inspiring and motivating. And I want my students to come back to me and say, because of you, I didn't give up. Because of you, I'm making a difference. So my philosophy is not to forget the student, not to forget that they're human beings and that they're here, and that comes first. Reading, language arts is secondary. What's important is that they're motivated and they're inspired and they want to keep learning and doing something new.
New this year, Sewell Lexus of Fort Worth is providing 2 of the Aware winners a Lexus for the summer, and you're one of them. What do you think about that?
Woohoo! I am very excited about that. In fact, I talked to the man and we have already discussed it. I even told him what color I would like. I don't know if I'll get it. So now you're going to bring that part down. Am I right or am I wrong? Does it have to go farther down?
I think that here. Because it's supposed to make that. Wait.
Oh my gosh, baby. Right like this. Okay, look.
This is so confusing.
There.
Like that?
What?
What?
Oh my gosh, let me see this. Oh, look at you. That is so cool. Good job.
It's a Starbucks.
That is awesome. You're the first. Alex, that is really good. He's the first one to make a Starbucks all day.
Really? Where are my creations?
I don't know where you're at.
Right here. So you're supposed to hold it in like something.
Okay, do you see that? So that means when you bring it down. Right back here, you'll see this little red Corvette. 2 of my students spent their own money and went to a garage sale and bought that little red Corvette. And then if you look up on the top shelf up there, you'll see some more red Corvettes. One is even a remote control. Then I let them know that when they get to young junior high and then they get to Martin High School, they're just going to blow the socks off of everybody because they're going to be so brilliant. And then they're going to go to the college of their choice because they're so smart and graduate with honors and then do something fabulous and make a difference in the world. And then somebody like Oprah or Ellen or somebody's going to want them on their show because they're going to be so fantastic. And they're going to say, well, what caused that? And they're going to say, well, it's because of Mrs. Boyer back in 6th grade at J.B. Little, and I'm going to buy her a red Corvette. And I have received so many red Corvettes, and I've had poems written about them. The children draw pictures. They buy me. I don't want those, though. I want the real thing. But it's that hook that gets them motivated, and they come back, and even the football players from Martin came back last week and said, I'm still going to get you that red Corvette, Mrs. Boyer. So I'm counting on it. I want my red Corvette. and it's kind of fun. It's a fun thing to have.
Congratulations to Mrs. Aranda, Miss Ledesma, and Mrs. Boyer for all the hard work that you put in for your students. In our next show, we'll feature the secondary winners of the 13-14 Aware Award. 8th grade history teacher Hector Santiago Jr. from Bailey Junior High, winner in the junior high category, and our high school winner, Michael Stringer, who's the orchestra director at Martin High School. I'd like to thank the Aware Foundation for their continuing support of our Arlington ISD educators. And I want to thank you as well for watching. I'm Jeannie Curtis, and we'll see you next time here on Conversation.